Hi everyone, and welcome to this tutorial where we'll be drawing the male face from the front. And what I will be using is a black pastel pencil. And for correction you can use a Koh-i-Noor pencil eraser, for instance, or any eraser you have. And what you can see in my forestudy of this face of the man is that there's a big difference between the light. Here you can see the left side of the face is extremely much darker than the right side. So the light is coming from the right. And I need this difference in color to get that 3D feel. And as you can see, we are still coming up from a circle, and the face is hanging off from that. And the circle is the skull where the face is hanging from. And what I also do is keep in mind the brow line, the nose line and the chin line. And then the mouth is in between the nose and the chin line, of course. But I guess you already knew that. So, in this case, this was a, kind of normal guy, a bit young. But for this tutorial, I wanted to draw the masculine face, the kind of a bodybuilder face. So it's a bit broader than the left one, but you can see the great difference. So what I've drawn in first is that circle, and here is the flatness of the front of the face. Here I'm deciding where the nose is about going to be, and here the bones in the face of the cheeks, and here the lines that are going down the chin. And as I was saying, it's a masculine man, so make sure that the neck is coming from the side of the face, not too small. With the female models, the neck is much smaller. What I do next is position in the eyebrows just by putting in some tiny lines just to position, and the eyes themselves will be just below the eyebrow. Then I get the feel of the nose. You get the two nose entrances and the nostril. And for the mouth itself, I just put in some not attached lines. It's the opening of the mouth, and here will be the shadow underneath the lower lip. This is the tip of the nose, and that's all I do for the nose, because the rest I will build up by drawing in shadows later on. Now the skull itself is coming from behind, and on the side of the head, of course, the ears will be positioned between the nose and the eyes. Now I need to figure out where the hairline will be, and of course this is different with every model. The hairs themselves I do not want to draw in one by one. I simply think of spaces and shadows again, and the direction in which the hair is growing. and the hair is standing higher than the skull itself. So I'm drawing over that circle where we started with. Now the upper lip always will take a lot of shadows, so I make this one dark while the lower lip stays lighter. There's also a lot of shadow underneath the nose. This is the shadow under the lower lip. And for the jawline itself, I do not put in a line at all. I simply build this up by putting in shadows underneath the chin. And this is the shadow on the nose itself. And now we take a look at the eyes. And just underneath the eyebrows, there will be a lot of shadow too. Here is the shadow underneath the eye itself, and here you can see me building up the nose by drawing in the shadow just next to the nose. I do kind of the same thing on the right side, so I'm trying to get also the eyes on the same level because he is looking straight at us. And the eyebrows themselves I make a little bit bushy because with the male models the eyebrows themselves are per definition somewhat more bushy than with the female models. Here I draw in some harsh lines on the forehead themselves. They will help me to get that masculine face. And they are not rounded as with the female models. You can see I'm not using any contour lines for the nose at all. I just put in shadows. I do the same with the hair. And well, the ears, some models will have their ears pop out and some have flat ears, and you will simply have to watch the model that you are drawing to figure out how far the ear will stand out. What you can see me doing here is putting in some extreme shadows. I like it when there is a lot of difference between the very dark parts and the very light parts, because it makes your drawing look interesting. It's kind of daring, and here for instance I simply put in a space of darkness to make that face pop out. So experiment with this because it will make your drawing very interesting for outstanders to look at. And maybe you will totally ruin it. But in the end, your drawings will become better and better. And also this quick sketch at the end will end up in the trash bin, I guess. But it's just a study. So please don't worry if you ruin your drawing. Just throw it away and make a new one. But you will have to make a lot of portraits before you will be getting better and better at them. I'm still not good at it, but I do my best, and it's just so much fun to do. Here I'm wiping out a little bit on the shadow side. I do not do that on the light side, the right side, where the light is coming up. But it's very nice for the left side. Just try to get those shadows going on and maybe correct a little bit in it. You can use the pencil eraser, of course, to lighten up some parts or make parts even darker. But, well, for instance, here I'm putting in a little bit of more lower lip. But, well, do not erase too much, because you have to learn from your mistakes and keep going. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up and I wish you all the success on your portraits. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you again in my next tutorial.